A few months ago, I met a gentleman in Delhi. He was very happy, very confident. He told me, I bought a flat for 1 crore rupees and I've sold it for 1.75 crores. The real estate never fails. Now, honestly, most of us Indians will agree with this statement because in India, property is not just investment, it is emotion, it is status, it is security, it is identity. But then I asked him a very simple question. After inflation, EMI interest, maintenance, brokerage, taxes, and opportunity cost, how much real wealth did you actually create? And his answer was silence. Because this is the biggest illusion in middle class India. Millions of educated Indians think that their flat has made them rich. But in reality, numbers tell a very different story. Before we move forward, please do consider subscribing to the channel if the subjects of business, finance, and economy are of your interest. Let's start with a realistic example. Suppose someone bought a flat in 2014 for 1 crore rupees and sold it in 2026 for 1.75 crores. Most people will immediately say, fantastic returns of 75 lakh rupees. But financially, this is an incomplete analysis because money itself loses its value over a period of time. This is when inflation enters the story. Inflation is silent. It does not scream. It slowly reduces purchasing power of your money year after year. Using roughly 6% inflation, 1 crore from year 2014 has purchasing power equivalent to nearly 2 crore rupees today. Meaning, your 1.75 crores of sale value did not properly outperform the inflation. Let that sink in now. The nominal price increase is not the same as wealth creation for you. And this is exactly where many urban Indians get trapped. They compare numbers, but they don't compare the purchasing power. Now comes the part banks love, but the homeowners rarely calculate properly. It is home loan interest. Now follow this example. Loan about 80 lakh rupees, interest about 9%, and tenure of loan 20 years. Most people focus on EMI affordability and they never calculate the total cash outflow. In this particular example, the total repayment is 1 crore 73 lakhs, which means the total interest paid is about 93 lakh rupees. Yes, you borrowed 80 lakhs, but over a period of time, bank has extracted 93 lakhs from you as interest, which means before even the property creates wealth for you, it has already created massive wealth for the bank. This is why tenure of loan repayment matters enormously. Longer tenure may reduce monthly EMI stress, but dramatically increases the total interest paid. And wait till we reach the opportunity cost aspect, because that completely changes the entire real estate debate. Now let's discuss the expenses that people emotionally ignore, because these costs do not come dramatically. They come slowly, they come repeatedly, and suddenly another 25 lakh disappears. And we have not discussed till now brokerage, registration, vacancy periods, furnishing upgrades, or legal expenses. That is why smart investors always ask, what is the total cost of ownership? Now comes the part that separates emotional investing from intelligent investing. Opportunity cost. Suppose instead of putting 20 lakh rupees as down payment into the flat, you invested that money into Nifty 50 index fund in 2014. Historical long-term Nifty CAGR, which is compounded annual growth rate, is about 12 to 14%. So let's take 13% CAGR for this example. So here, your 20 lakh rupees will become 87 lakh rupees over this period of time without tenant issues, repair costs, property disputes, or liquidity problems. Now, this does not mean that stocks are always better. This is not the point. The point is, every rupee has an alternative use. The intelligent investing compares risk-adjusted return after all costs. Now, let's expose another myth, the rental income. Let me explain this with a simple example. Your 2 crore flat gives you a monthly rent of 45,000 rupees per month. In other words, the annual rent would be 5.4 lakh rupees. Now calculate the actual rental yield, which is about 2.7% in this example. that is lower than many fixed deposits. That is the precise reason why residential real estate is first seen as a lifestyle asset and then seen as a high efficiency investment. And this becomes even more important in the cities where oversupply of real estate is there. Now here is the interesting twist. Some people genuinely became very rich through real estate investments. Why? Because they understood infrastructure timing. The biggest fortunes in Indian real estate were created before the real estate actually arrived in India. Metro connectivity, IT parks, airports, expressways, commercial ecosystems. Once jobs and infrastructure arrive, the economic gravity changes completely. This is why location alone is not enough. The real question is, where will the future economic activity concentrate? So, is buying a flat a mistake? Absolutely not. A self-occupied property provides emotional stability, family security, lifestyle comfort, and social confidence. These things matter deeply, but financially, we must stop pretending that every property purchase is equal to wealth creation for you. The smartest investors ask, did this investment beat inflation, taxes, loan interest, maintenance, and the opportunity cost? Because the real wealth creation is not about price increase. It is about the purchasing power increase. Now I want your honest opinion. Do you still think that real estate investment in India is still the best path to wealth creation, or are Indians emotionally over-invested in property? Do let me know your views in the comments. And if you enjoy deep business, economics, and wealth breakdown backed by real numbers, subscribe now, because on this channel, we don't follow financial myths, we decode reality. And do not forget to share it with someone who may need to know. Be inspired, keep building.